Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the What the Fuck America podcast. I am Jake along with Matt, and
Yo.
today we are going to be talking about the Kenosha Kid, the the I can't think of any other names, the Pedo Slammer, the Monster Masher, the Bicep Annihilator, the
Goddamn American hero. You know who he is?
goddamn
He
American
is
hero.
he is our generation's Nathaniel Hale.
Yes.
Do you know who that is?
No, I don't. I don't remember. I do not remember.
Um Now I have to look it up because I was not really, you know,
So
prepared
today we're
for it.
talking about Kyle
Yeah, there
Rittenhouse,
you
ladies
go.
and
There you
gentlemen.
go. Yeah.
Um, he is currently sitting through jury deliberations, and we actually have a relatively recent update. According to Jack Posobiec, uh, two jurors holding up decision, outright citing backlash per U.S. Marshal in Kenosha. And that was at 4:23 today. So there are 12 jurors. Two of them are apparently holding up the deliberation, saying we're afraid that pedophiles are going to come pedophile us. I assume the crazy, insane left is just pedophiles now. That's just my assumption of them. Um, but
But
so
anyway, Nathaniel Hale was a dude from Connecticut, and he was young, and he was hanged by the British for being a spy.
yes,
Yeah, back in the revolutionary time, he was super young. Motherfucker went to college at 14, man.
damn.
Yeah.
We should do
And
like an old time history episode one day.
yeah.
I feel
Yeah.
like that would be kind of cool. Um, but
So
so
let me
Kyle
ask you a real
Rittenhouse,
quick question.
yeah,
Yeah, let me
yeah.
just ask you a question about this Kyle Rittenhouse. Does he choose the jurors or
So it's a mix between I think the prosecution and the state. They decide on jurors together, and then Wisconsin did it really strange, where they had like those bingo roller things.
I'm looking at that. I was wondering.
Yeah,
That's
and
why I'm
so
asking you before we
yep.
get into the conversation of the day. I know you already started, but I'm looking at the picture and I go,
Yeah, so he
what
does
the fuck
actually.
is this?
He bingo rolls his jury basically.
That might not be a bad idea.
So it's quite interesting because I think they have 18 or 19 jurors, maybe 20. And then the others, since they only have 12 jurors to decide the actual case, the other ones are alternates in case,
Uh,
someone
Someone gets
decides to
shot.
be. Yeah, because the press is leaking their names because the press are a bunch of fucking enemies of the people. Um, but so Kyle Rittenhouse, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to do a brief TLDR,
What is that?
a brief too long didn't read.
Oh,
Uh,
nice.
Yep, a brief little TLDR of what essentially happened. So, Kyle Rittenhouse, and this is all from memory. I don't know if Matt, you can find like a summary of the night in question to speak like a lawyer,
Sure.
so you can tell me if I'm fucking it up and I'm getting things wrong. So, from memory, which I have a memory like a steel trap, ladies and gentlemen. I don't forget shit. I'm like a fucking elephant in size and brain capacity. So, Kyle Rittenhouse goes to Kenosha to protect some property, which, according to the defense or according to the prosecution, property is not worth a life, which I fundamentally disagree with. You come fuck with my property that I've worked hard to build, you're probably going to get shot. So, Kyle Rittenhouse goes to Kenosha to protect some property. He did not, quote unquote, cross state lines, which, funnily, while he did technically cross, quote unquote, a state line, it's a 30-minute drive, as we discussed last week. But these people that say borders are imaginary are all the ones screaming about a state line being such an important part of the case, while they make our border at the U.S. Mexico border Swiss fucking cheese. But that's neither here nor there. I'm just getting off in the weeds now, being a fucking asshole. So, from now on, I will just talk about the trial. No more throwing jabs at leftist assholes. Maybe. So, Kyle Rittenhouse goes to Kenosha. He has a brother in law, I guess we'll call him. Guy's dating his sister, who he basically considers his brother. His dad lives there. He's got a bunch of family that lives there. He works there, and all that fun stuff. It's only a 30-minute drive across the state line where Kyle happens to live. So, Kyle gets to Kenosha. We see earlier in the video. Of course, now they fucking call me. Thanks, fucking assholes. Sorry. I'm busy doing a podcast. Leave me alone. So, you look like you were going to say something. Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to ask you, do you want the. So I found an article that's like from ABC7 that is the shooting timeline, 3 shot, 2 dead in Kenosha following Jacob Blake police shooting. And this article is actually, I mean, it's dated August 23rd, 2020, unless that's the day this all happened.
I believe that is, I think it was August 25th when it all happened.
Well, if you want, I can give you. Oh no, wait. Officer responded. Shoots. Oh, August 23rd was Jacob Blake getting shot.
Yeah.
We're supposed to know that, being fucking amazing podcasters.
Yes.
August 24th, police fire tear gas at hundreds of protesters. Blah 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 blah. August 25th, Blake's lawyer says Blake paralyzed. 26th, 27th, Kyle Rittenhouse charged with multiple counts. Here we go. August 26th, 2020. Authorities say they are seeking a possible vigilante seen on cell phone video opening fire with a rifle. Police in Illinois announced the arrest of 17-year-old Kyle Rittenhouse of Antioch, Illinois, which is about 15 miles, 24 kilometers for all you Brits out there, from Kenosha.
That's just such prop. So, okay. Here's what happened. Kyle Rittenhouse gets to Kenosha, which I already gave that backstory. Joseph Rosenbaum, who had just left the hospital, a mental hospital, went to his girlfriend's house, but he could not stay there because he's a pedophile. A literal pedophile. You should look up the charges that Joseph Rosenbaum, which admittedly in the court's defense and in, Rosenbaum's defense, they did not admit that into evidence against Rosenbaum because Kyle would not have known that
Right.
Joseph Rosenbaum was a pedophile. So they cannot take that into account for self-defense purposes because there was no way Kyle would know that Joseph Rosenbaum is a pedophile.
Right.
So Rosenbaum is seen earlier in the night, and we are going to not keep it family friendly here. We're going to go full on
Balls deep.
Yep. We're
Balls
saying exactly,
deep. Balls to the chin, baby.
Joseph Rosenbaum is seen earlier in the night saying shoot me nigga at a Black Lives Matter rally to a bunch of people. That is on film. Those are the exact words that he said. Now, earlier in the night as well, Rosenbaum had said to all the people that Kyle was with, and there is evidence for this and testimonial for this, saying, Joseph Rosenbaum saying, if I catch any of you alone tonight, I'm going to fucking kill you. And then you fast forward a little bit. There is drone footage from the all-seeing, all-knowing, please don't smite me, almighty smiter FBI. There's footage from them that shows, I can't remember his name, Zeminski, his first name, but his last name is Zeminski, being followed by Rosenbaum, who is being followed by Kyle Rittenhouse. In the video, you can't tell if Kyle's chasing them or not. It's just Zeminski is being trailed by Rosenbaum, who is being trailed by Kyle. And Kyle is yelling, friendly, friendly, friendly. He has a fire extinguisher, and he's going to run towards a Duramax, which is currently on fire. In this drone footage, you see Rosenbaum peel off, hide behind some cars, and then you see Kyle stop right when he gets to Zeminski, and then Rosenbaum comes out from behind the cars and starts chasing Kyle Rittenhouse. And then you end up finding out that I think it was Zeminski. Kyle is currently running away from Rosenbaum, which I argue is him doing his duty to retreat. Even though I personally think I don't have any duty to retreat. If you run at me like a fucking psychopath, I'm going to try and put you in the ground as fast as possible. So you have Zeminski then fire a shot into the air, and Kyle turns around, and Rosenbaum is there lunging at him, mere fucking inches away from the gun. And Kyle puts 2 shots into, or 3 or 4 shots. I think it was 4 shots and 5 entry and exit wounds in total on Rosenbaum. So let's walk through that series of events. It was Zeminski being followed by Rosenbaum, being followed further behind by Kyle. Rosenbaum peels off. Kyle runs towards Zeminski where the fire is in the Duramax. Rosenbaum comes out from behind the cars, starts chasing Kyle. Kyle runs. Zeminski fires a shot in the air. Kyle turns around, sees Rosenbaum mere inches away from him, and ends up shooting Rosenbaum and killing him. The 4 shots that Kyle took happened in the matter of 0.26 or 0.76 seconds, I want to say it is. I don't know if you can find that out. From shot 1 to shot 4 in the Rosenbaum shooting. I want to say it's 0.778 seconds. It's less than a second. Then Kyle runs kind of in a circular motion and ends up next to what's his name? Richie McGinnis, who is on the ground trying to help Rosenbaum. And Kyle ends up running up next to him to try and help. But the crowd is then becoming an angry mob and is going to be running at Kyle, telling him, get him, he shot him, get him, fucking get him, blah, 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 blah. Then, I think the next video we see is actually Gage Grosscuts himself. Gage sees Kyle running, gets next to him, asks him what's going on, and Kyle is seen on video saying, I'm going to the police, I'm getting the police, I'm running to the police. I didn't shoot anybody, because he didn't obviously want another angry mob running after him. And then Kyle keeps running. Gage trails behind him and is far away from him to the point where he will have to sprint to catch up to Kyle if Kyle hadn't fallen and taken a couple shots to the head. So we then see on video Kyle get punched in the head and take a skateboard almost to the head. And then we have who enters in, we call him Jump Kick Man because we don't know who he is. Jump Kick Man does a flying jump kick because Kyle had fallen because he had taken a shot to the back of the head and almost taken a skateboard to the back of the head.
Yep.
So then,
Well, this says he tripped and fell when someone threw something at his head.
Yep, that too.
Something threw something at him, and then
So
unidentified man who jump kicked him.
that's Jump Kick Man. Yep.
Yep.
And it's funny because the prosecutor refers to him as Jump Kick Man, the judge does, and so does the defense. So we see then Jump Kick Man jump kicks Kyle in the fucking dome, doesn't get shot, and then we see Anthony Hubbard go and try and hit Kyle with a skateboard in the back of the head.
which is also a deadly weapon because
which
if
is
you get
most
charged, yeah, if you were to swing a fucking skateboard at someone's face and a cop saw you do that, they would probably charge you with attempted murder because
attempted
that
murder.
fucking thing is a goddamn weapon. Holy shit.
Yep.
Sorry. I know I went a little fast and crazy.
So
Sorry.
then you see Anthony Hubbard try and fucking brain Kyle to the fucking head with a skateboard, who then gets shot. I don't remember if it's once or twice. And then enter in Gage Grossguts, who had to run up to catch Kyle and then pulls out his pistol. As soon as Kyle shoots Hubbard, you see Gage freak the fuck out, put his hands up above his head to like almost like an act of holy shit, I might have gotten shot, or holy shit, I'm surrendering, or a mix of all three because gunshots that close are fucking terrifying, especially if they are potentially aimed towards you. And then you see Kyle start to slightly aim his gun up, and Gage looks like he's surrendering. So then he puts his gun back down, and then Gage brings his pistol towards Kyle's head, and then gets his bicep fucking evaporated. And then Kyle runs to the police and gets pepper sprayed in the face and gets told to go home. So let me debunk right now one of the big things that the state is saying, the prosecution is saying, is that Kyle was an active shooter. So let's walk through what an active shooter is and what an active shooter would do. Would an active shooter only shoot the two people aggressing upon him? Or would an active shooter be seeing every person that was around Gage and Anthony Hubbard and surrounding Kyle, the supposed active shooter? Would he see them all as a bunch of fucking meat bags and meat fucking sacks for him to just mow down like an unrepented fucking sociopath? Or would he only shoot the two people that he saw as an immediate threat? Which do you think
Let
is
me.
more likely?
Well, I mean, I mean, isn't it kind of obvious?
I mean, you would think so. You would think so, but apparently
I
it's
know,
not
I
that
know,
obvious.
like I know what you're trying to do. Like I know what you're doing, but for some reason, I feel like I feel like it's almost like we're watching a really horrible movie, right?
Yeah,
Where it's like you always say, it's fucking clown world.
it's
It's
fucking clown
fucking
world.
clown world. Like I don't
Fucking
understand. I'm looking at the timeline thing here, right? It doesn't really give you like a seconds. I can't find it. But at 11:48 p.m., okay? Maybe I'm wording it wrong, but 11:48 is the first shooting, right? By 11:49, that's 60 seconds. There's a second shooting, right?
yep.
And 2 minutes later the police are there. If you're going to tell me when you watch these videos, if anybody can tell me that if you're running with a gun, first of all, right? You're running with a gun.
Yep.
And you're running away from people that are threatening you and you fucking fall. Are you not going to turn around and fucking point that gun at the people chasing your ass?
Yeah. Yep.
Common fucking sense. Yes, it might be dangerous. It might be illegal. However, those people didn't have to chase him. That fucking pedophile didn't have to lunge for his gun. He was probably going for his dick. Let's be honest, right? I mean, come on.
But Kyle didn't know that
17, you know.
because that was
Kyle
not
didn't
admitted.
know that. Kyle didn't know that. He might have been into it. You don't know.
Yeah, you never
However,
know.
I mean, you know what they teach these kids in school now. Who the
Yeah.
fuck knows? But then you got Jump Kick Man.
Yep,
trying to,
jump kick
because he
man.
wants his minute of fame. He wants to go home and be like, yo, I fucking jump kicked someone, right? That's what he wants to do.
Yep.
Then you got fucking Grosskreutz. Well, and I don't care about him or his stupid name. The one thing I will say about him, hey, guns are loud. They make people jump. But when you saw the first two go down, what the fuck made you think that you were going to have time to pull that fucking thing out of your ass?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because that was a total it to me, and I may be wrong because you know me, I don't carry, right? However, that did not look like a holster grab. That looked like a fucking pull it out of my ass fucking grab, okay?
Yep.
And the first of all, I don't know where he practices shooting, but that was quite the I know you can see my arm do this.
Yep.
It was quite the telescoping. Actually, I would call it outer earth orbit of a fucking like you wanted him to know you had a gun. Unfortunately, you were slow on the uptake because he got you first.
Yep.
I don't mean to be rude, but I do because I find that the fact that we're even watching this on our news and that the media is trying to make this kid guilty
The
in the
fact
court of public opinion.
he's been guilty, and this goes back to the episode we did last week. It is impossible to have a fair trial. There were people on fucking Twitter, the greatest and worst episode, or the greatest and worst fucking thing you will ever find. There were people on Twitter that to this day did not know that Kyle's victims were fucking white. They
Oh
thought
yeah.
they were black.
Well,
Like the
look at
fact,
LeBron James. LeBron
fucking
James that thinks that this kid is a white supremacist.
yes. I just LeBron James. All right, let me. So I couldn't find the testimony either. I could pull. I know exactly
I
what
know
day
there's
it
a
was.
testimony that tells you how many seconds it took him
It
to
was
fire them
it was the
shots, but I
John it
don't
was the
have it.
John Black testimony. It was John Black. I can pull it up. I know almost exactly where it fucking is. The only issue is I don't want to.
Yeah, you're good.
Um, so
Keep
yeah,
going.
it was John Black, Dr. John Black. Here it is. It's going to be loud for a second. Um,
And
it was
why isn't there news stuff out right now like blasting this fucking Zeminski dude? Where's the fucking call for that prick's head?
Yep. Well, the reason, so this actually just came up in closing arguments today. The reason why Zeminski is not um, on trial is because is because the state is prosecuting him for arson. So
Yeah,
he
but
can't
what
self
about
incriminate. So he can't self incriminate himself in the fucking Kyle Rittenhouse trial.
the fact that he shot a bullet into the air? You
Doesn't
don't know
matter.
where that thing's coming down. That's reckless endangerment. Probably. Oh my god! Talk about fucking
That's more reckless
manslaughter,
endangerment.
homicide.
That's more reckless endangerment than fucking Kyle did.
Oh my
Like,
god, dude. Hey,
yep. But it came out.
Did Kyle Rittenhouse's shots hit any innocent bystanders? Did the bullet go through these people and hit other people and hurt them?
No.
Do you
Yep.
see what I'm saying to you right now?
Yeah.
Like
No. No. It's
this
insane.
isn't like a thing. The kid shot his 3 attackers. 2 died unfortunately for them,
And
but
there
they
was a fourth
fucked around
attacker
and
he never
found out.
shot. There was a
Yeah,
fourth
yeah.
attacker he never
Right.
shot.
Right. He was probably tired of fucking murdering. I mean, come on, man. He seems like a good kid. I mean, you got to figure he's probably got his limit too.
Yep.
But yeah, I have the Wikipedia one, up, so it might be inaccurate, but I don't know. This is fucking crazy. It's
Yep.
crazy.
Yeah. It's just fucking insane. Okay. Here we go.
Yeah, because yeah.
Dr. John Black's testimony, and it doesn't. I guess it doesn't really matter. Well, actually, here let me just.
Well, you're talking a matter of the first confrontation, okay, at 11:48. You're talking a span of fucking 2 minutes
Yep,
of all hell breaking loose, and then boom, it's done. You know what I mean? I mean that's
yep.
fucking
So the state brought up a expert, Dr. John Black, who goes in and they time it out almost exactly. Come on, John Black. Just so there's a point where the prosecution or the state. Now, fucking words are hard. There is a point where the defense asks exactly how much each incident takes. So there's two incidents. One is the killing of, or the self-defensing of Rosenbaum, and
oh
then the
yeah,
other one is the self-defensing from Hubbard, Jump Kick Man, and Gross Guts.
right.
And so I'm trying to find exactly. Okay, here we go.
I oh yeah. I just find it insane that they're trying to say to this kid, hit him in the balls,
Oh my god,
punch him in the face.
the
How in
fucking
the fuck? When someone is chasing you that told you if they caught you alone, they were gonna fucking kill your ass.
yep,
How is the fuck? How are you even thinking of how am I gonna get this guy? How am I gonna? No, I need to get the fuck away from this guy.
yep,
And then I fell over. Like, come on, bro.
yep,
Fuck off. Like, oh.
yep. Yeah, no,
I wish he was tried in Florida. I wish he did this in Florida or Texas. Fuck. Anyway, go ahead. I know.
so the total time of
2020, beginning with what happened at Car Source 1, correct?
Part of the timings, that's my understanding, yes.
And I gave you what would be a known time where Kyle is on video stating friendly, friendly, friendly. And you synced that amongst other videos, correct?
You gave me a known location to look at. The time is estimated, and then what I did is using that as a start point. I actually found other places to sync, and I worked back to.
you can hear, right?
And
Yeah.
when you synced up all the different, not all the different videos, but the videos that you used in this case, you were able to get them to sync to what level?
In the first point, the sync points that I primarily use as points of reference. So just think about something that can be seen in a bunch of different things. So the sync points that I used was the high arc of the bag being thrown. You can see the different shadows and everything else. So from a video point, I was able to find that in a lot of different places, and I use that as a sync point. The other thing from an audio standpoint is the gunshots. Now the gunshots can move depending on how far the person is away that's recording that sound. In these cases, it could be 150 feet is about a tenth of a second or a little bit more. So between the different things, I would say I have confidence in the different timings here, plus or minus a tenth of a second.
Now, and then I asked you to break down basically into several groups, but event number one, starting with friendly, correct?
Yes, sir.
What I would refer to as the transition from event one to event two, correct?
Yes, sir.
And then event number two, from beginning to end.
With the beginning being from the first strike with what's been shown as a person with a rock-like object.
Okay. And then the end of event two would be defined as what?
The fourth shot by Kyle Rittenhouse.
And from the end of event two going on to end being what?
Are you asking the point in time
Yeah.
or the actual measurement?
The actual act that ended your calculation.
So from the four-shot by Kyle Rittenhouse in event 2 until the point where he's seen in the video raising his hands, I refer to that simply as surrender to the police.
And you used, in your calculations of time and video, you used 6 different videos?
I looked at all of them. I narrowed it down to the ones that are most relevant so I could keep the timings consistent.
So what you're saying is there's 100, and I'm throwing out a number, but 400 different videos. Those are the 7 that you used to calculate these times and values.
Those are the primary ones, and then I validated them with the other ones.
Okay. Now, let's get started with that. The start of event number 1, do you have that available?
Yes, as in, do you want me to show it by video?
Yes.
Okay.
So just so everybody's clear that this is to just establish literally the time frame, the seconds, fraction of the seconds within which things were done, to counter Binger's characterization of what happened.
So I'm using someone's stream. I don't know what legally is allowed. And these are all lawyers that are on this stream. So hopefully we don't get sued by that. But basically,
Fuck them. They make enough money. We're fucking poor guys that work our asses off for a living. You can go fuck yourself. We want to hear the goddamn news.
so Viva, if you ever for some reason see this, please don't sue us. And any of you other lawyers that are
You
on
know,
this,
if you just didn't tell them who the fuck you were streaming it from, they wouldn't even know.
that's probably true. But he goes on to essentially give a breakdown of how long each event took. Explaining by basically there's 6 videos he uses, and I'm trying to. Oh, this is where they have to go in and relabel everything. Oh my Jesus. I don't want to have to sit through all that. Long story short, this in total takes. I'm gonna just put it on 2 times speed with captions, and then I'm just gonna wait for them to say this all. Yeah, then they have to take a break. Oh God.
Yeah, so the first confrontation, remember I said 11:48. You're going to hear this say it took him milliseconds to
Mhm.
make all these little decisions.
Yep.
And the fact that he didn't shoot any innocent bystanders, words are hard today.
Yeah.
And you know, I mean, Rosenbaum, unfortunately for him, it looks like he got a lot of shots. You know, to me, more than 2 is kind of, excessive. However, if the same bullet went through 2 different parts of your body, man, like, seriously, stop moving when you're falling.
Yep.
Yeah, I
Yep.
mean, if
So
you
it
get
was.
shot in the freaking pelvis and you bend over and you're getting shot again, you're probably getting it in the head.
Yeah, I think it was one that went through his hand.
I have it here. His head, hand, groin, back. Yep. Shattered his pelvis, perforated his lung and liver, caused additional minor wounds to his left thigh and forehead.
Okay, I think I found the spot.
There you go.
Let's see.
3, which has been labeled PSSP now. Oh. Is that your end? Is this the end? Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
It's just a screensaver of content. It's just a screensaver of a certain type of content. You're not. No.
Come on. Let's go.
Dr. Black, from, as I said,
You might have
observation
a
number
Japanese
3,
screensaver.
which has been labeled PSSP, till observation 31, which is now going to be labeled STP. What is the total amount of time of this event?
2 minutes and 55 seconds, approximately. It's calculated out. There's much variables in there, but approximately 2 minutes and 55 seconds. So under 3 minutes.
Please show video PSSP, screen 3.
Can you refer to it by number, please?
Observation 3.
Observation 3.
Let's see. So I think this might be Kyle saying friendly, friendly, friendly.
Now, have you done anything to change this video?
No, sir. You'll notice in the screen it's at 100%, 1280 by 720, and if you want more knowledge about it, it's at 30 frames per second, et cetera, et cetera. Okay, but it's unchanged.
Please play the video.
Okay, this is just a still frame, sir. If you want
Okay.
but I can play from here. Is that what you're asking?
Yes.
Good second.
Who's that? Is that the defense?
So one of them is the defense. One is the defense's expert
Okay.
that they have pulled.
How is the video not already processed?
Shut up, Ricada Law.
Stop, please. Now, that is in this calculation of time. That would be the 0 frame. Is that a fair statement?
Yes, at this point here, that would be approximately where you're referring to as the 0 frame. That red mark would be the 0 frame.
Okay. Now the next, observation 4, which is JRPK. Did you do anything to enhance this video?
No, but I mean, with the numbering lawyer gone, you're asking for an observation that's no longer sitting in this.
Oh yeah, this is all the fucking.
Maybe I'm misunderstanding where you're at.
Okay, here we go.
Stop.
I
Holy
think he pointed the
shit.
gun before Zeminski's gunshot, actually.
So here we
That
go.
would be approximately where you're referring to as the 0 frame. That red mark would be this.
JRPK.
Right, but
So in this,
as part of what happened with what we
okay,
discussed,
yes, no one cares.
the observation 4 that's on here is no longer in the menu to the left. I have to
So this video we're about to see is where we
Is
hear
observation 5 available?
the fire from Zeminski.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And observation 5, the event described has been labeled BBTB. Has anything been done to enhance this?
So Zeminski fires.
No,
We hear
the-
Rosenbaum yell
this
"fuck
idea
you,"
of,
and then we hear Kyle shoot 4 times.
as I'm bringing it up,
So
answer to your question.
listen to how fucking
There's
quick
different
this
places
happens.
Where observation 5 that you're referring to is being shown in different.
So now, mind you,
this is one of them.
Kyle was just
Okay,
running
please
towards a
play this video.
Duramax. Here we go.
Look how torturous this is. To try and dance around the label stick.
Stop.
Damn.
Do you hear how fucking fast that was?
It's like a second.
It's instantaneously, and then he goes into explaining
I think
how
he pointed the gun
short of a
before Zeminski's
time
gunshot, actually.
it was in between
Going to observation 7.
the shots. So
Which has
if you
been
want
now
to sit
labeled
through a bunch of bullshit,
JRPC.
this is what I did. I sat through all of this
Now it's-
fucking awful, terribly boring shit just for you people. Just
Yeah.
for you fucking people, I did this. And because I wanted to be informed.
Can you play that?
But so,
Stop. Now,
okay, here we go.
this screen is the start
Of the gunshots.
gunshots that have been attributed to Kyle Rittenhouse, correct?
Or what's been referred to as that one. That is correct.
Okay. And using your program regarding sound and video, you have determined how far apart shot 1 and shot 4 were, correct?
I have.
And that's by using the frames per second and the audio graph?
It's a combination between them both, but yes.
Okay. And if I labeled shot 1 as 0 time, when does shot 2 occur?
Approximately 3/4 of a second by the different timings, 0.739.
I want to get shot number 2
Oh, I'm
first.
sorry, my fault.
So all 4 shots happened in 0.739 seconds. 0.739 seconds.
Not
I
even
know
a whole second.
I know I said 0.6 or 0.76 seconds. I'm sorry, I was 0.0 fucking 3 seconds off, everybody. I can't remember everything perfectly. But, so just the amount of time that it took from Zabinski firing his gun to Kyle hearing "fuck you" and then Kyle shooting is maybe in the, we'll say 3 seconds to be generous, because this self defense is mainly hinging on this Rosenbaum shooting. So from about three in the span of 3 seconds, being on edge all night, having Rosenbaum tell you if he catches any of you alone tonight, he's gonna fucking kill you, to then having Rosenbaum chase you, to hearing a gunshot, turning around and seeing a flying freaking pedophile try and reach for your dick/gun. What do you think the outcome is going to be? There is no, the fact that Kyle fucking Rittenhouse is on trial at all, to me, proves we are in clown world. There's nothing else to say
Yes.
but clown world.
Yes, clown world.
And for
Yep.
those of you that don't know clown world, there's a bunch of pills that people can take. There's the blue pill, there's the red pill, and that stems from the Matrix. Blue pill being you can stay in the machine and be asleep forever. The red pill, you can wake up. Then there's the clown pill, which is the realization that we live in a world that is post reality, that is post truth, that is post any semblance of reality, and nothing makes sense. And if you don't laugh, you'll cry. And then there's the black pill, which everything is hopeless and we're all going to die. And then there's the white pill, which you think everything is going to turn out fine and these people are fucking psychotic. And they're stupid. So I'm in a mixture of clown pill and white pill. Some of you might not be, and that's okay. We'll get you there eventually. But yes, the fact that Kyle's even on trial is a fucking disgrace, in my humble opinion. But what do I know? I'm just a guy that sat through 10 days of listening to all the evidence and watching the prosecution lie and watching the state lie and watching the state fucking, what is the malicious prosecution? Like, it's, and the fact that we have 2 jurors hanging up the fucking deliberation because they're afraid of, fucking people burning down their house. Just have them hire Kyle Rittenhouse. He does a great job at defending property.
Yeah, he does. And he puts out fires and can administer medical aid.
Exactly.
I
Now,
bet you
there was,
he's CPR certified.
is he?
I bet you he is. Let me look it up.
Yeah, he might be. But in the state's defense, Kyle Rittenhouse was not an EMT. He was not and did not have medical training. So him saying he's an EMT and he's there to provide medical, I could partially agree with the state on that one. He did lie about that, but he had his medical kit there and he had rubber gloves on, like, and he did help someone with I think a cut in their foot, I want to say. So the state is nothing but lying fucking assholes, and I hate them all. And I think this is just malicious prosecution.
Mm.
So that's your TLDR of the Kyle Rittenhouse case, ladies and gentlemen.
He
Along
was
with,
not certified. I'll just letting you know.
Yep. Yeah, I didn't think he was.
I thought maybe because I remember them saying he worked for the fire department or whatever, but they were saying that was just he had CPR training, but not like
Yeah.
it's not like he's putting fucking Narcan up your ass
Exactly.
when you're ODing and shit.
Yep. So
So
that's the gist of the Kyle Rittenhouse case, ladies and gentlemen.
yeah, it
There's
sucks.
a lot more. that I could get into, but I don't want to bore you with every single little detail. I feel like that's not really pertinent to all that shit. But we could also talk about that the infrastructure thing that Joe Biden got signed finally. I don't know anything about that. I know nothing about it because I've been so consumed with watching
Kyle
everything Kyle
Rittenhouse.
Rittenhouse. Yep.
Yeah, that's what everybody has. Um,
Like I
I
haven't
was
even
about to make
watched any of
something.
my like political videos. It's all been the trial and then all the legal analysis from all those lawyers.
I know.
That's all I've watched.
I thought to myself, hold on a second. Oh, in our state, they just did a. They're trying to find a middle ground with the marijuaners. Basically trying to
Nice.
make it so it's just a fine and not jail time.
Good. Good.
Yeah, which I think is a step in the right direction. We don't need a
Absolutely.
whole bunch of fucking young people going to prison for fucking smoking weed. There's a lot
Yep.
worse shit they can do.
Yep.
Victimless crimes. I think we did something about that, didn't we?
I think
We
we
should
talked a
do the
little bit about
victimless.
that yesterday.
Yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah.
ladies and gentlemen, victimless crimes.
Yes,
Actually,
Jake,
no, I
explain
don't.
victimless crimes while I look up Joe Biden's spending bill.
Okay. So, victimless crimes. I'm going to start with the most extreme one here. Driving drunk. Now, ladies and gentlemen, listen. Don't get all emotional. Listen before you fucking think. Driving drunk is a victimless crime. Nothing bad happens when I drive drunk. It is only until I crash into someone or something that it becomes a victim crime. Now, that being said, I understand why we heavily prosecute people for driving drunk and under the influence. That is because it is a predisposition to causing crashes and accidents. I understand that. But driving drunk, just the driving part of driving drunk, is a victimless crime. It does not become a crime until you crash. So, or a victim crime until you crash. So now let's take a less extreme example. Smoking weed. Smoking weed is a victimless crime.
Agreed.
Jaywalking is a victimless crime.
Agreed.
Not wearing your seatbelt is a victimless crime. Speeding is a victimless crime. I could go on and on and on all day about victimless crimes. Now, let's take George Floyd, for instance. If fucking drugs were not illegal, because all drugs are victimless crimes, he wouldn't have had to take all the drugs that he had because he was afraid to go to jail. He wouldn't have not been able to breathe, or he wouldn't have had to not be able to breathe and not get put in the back of a squad car and not have a fucking officer put his knee on his neck and then not die from a fucking horse tranquilizer amount of drugs in his system because drugs are illegal, because the state said you can't do things because it's a fucking victimless crime. There's so many things. It's a fucking domino effect of bullshit from the fucking state. I become really anti-statist, even more so than fucking like normal. I hate the state so much. Fucking victimless crimes, man. Ugh. Anyways, victimless crimes. Smoking weed and doing drugs is a victimless crime.
Yeah. Yeah.
Selling drugs, depending on who to, if it's a young child, that would be, I think, a victim crime. If you're selling drugs to someone who is 18 and understands the risks and consequences, that would be a victimless crime, in my opinion. Once you become old enough to do what you got to do in life, you're smart enough and you're capable enough to make your own fucking decisions.
Well, you got to figure. If drugs were legal, Minnesota probably wouldn't have burnt down.
Yep.
Um,
Chaz wouldn't have happened.
Chaz
And then
wouldn't have
two fucking
happened.
teenagers wouldn't have been riddled with 100 fucking bullets to the fucking chest because of Chaz security. And then Chaz security wouldn't have had to clean up their fucking mafia style fucking hit job on these two black fucking teenagers who drove into Chaz. You should look that story up. That's a fucking disgusting.
Oh, I remember. I think we
Nope.
we did that on a show, didn't we?
Probably.
The two
Probably.
boys, they were in the car, they were driving, they were trying to get in, and then they opened fire on them, and they're like, "What the
Yep.
fuck? That's us!"
100
Yeah,
100 fucking rounds.
yeah,
And then they went in
Yeah.
and cleaned up all their evidence.
yep. Fucking
No charges to this
scumbags.
day.
Yep,
Fucking-
scumbags. Well, you figure too, there would be no George Floyd Square.
Yep.
You know, he
Yep.
wouldn't have murals. He wouldn't be the guy. You know, it's kind of sad too, because I guess something like that had to happen maybe for people to unfortunately it's all political.
Yep.
The media and the politicians and all the people, I don't
You
care who
had-
you are on social media, that whole thing was political.
Yep.
Okay.
It was-
Just like this Rittenhouse case is purely political.
The state prosecutor even admitted to that.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it-
And how fucking retarded are you, bro?
Yep.
Like, why would they even say that?
Yep.
But
Yep.
it is completely political. Breonna
Completely
Taylor,
political.
that got political, didn't it?
Yep.
Okay.
And then
Now, granted-
you had fucking Rand Paul make the Breonna Taylor bill, which was outlawing no knock warrants. And then you even had these BLM people yelling, "Say her name," in reference to Breonna Taylor, even though he's the one writing the fucking bill to outlaw fucking no knock warrants.
Yeah.
Like, how stupid can you be? How stupid can you be? And I also think no knock warrants are a good thing. Doesn't give people
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
Well, and let's be honest, what do no knock warrants happen for? Drugs and guns.
Yep.
And
Violent offenders. Okay.
but
They don't want the evidence to go down the toilet, and they don't want to get shot.
yep,
Now, if you didn't have to serve warrants for stupid
Because
shit like drugs
and guns weren't illegal.
and guns, right? I mean, you could make
all it is the state
Yeah.
keep causing more problems
Yeah.
for the state. If the state
Exactly.
didn't have these laws on the fucking books, the state wouldn't have to go kick down your fucking door to fucking get shot at. Like, fuck you people.
Yeah.
Fuck you people. This is your own damn fault.
Right. Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah. And by the way, they take your money.
Yep.
You work hard, they don't. They benefit. You don't. So you will own nothing and be happy.
Exactly. Fucking Great Reset bullshit.
Great reset. I'm like peeling the stickers off of my computer. I don't know if I should be doing that.
That's illegal. You can go to jail for 10 years. You can get no knock warranted for that.
Dude, go ahead and no knock warrant. My dog will know someone's in my fucking driveway the second it happens. My dog knows when there's people across the street. My dog knows when there's
a
people
leaf is
walking.
about to fall and hit
Yeah.
the ground.
You go ahead and try to sneak up on my house. I don't think my dog even sleeps because he starts growling when I'm sleeping, and I don't hear what he hears. So you go ahead and try that. That's fine. Although you won't find anything in the house except for me and my wife.
I just can't fathom the sheer stupidity. So the state gets mad that you have drugs and guns. So then they come in and they kick down your door and get shot at for your drugs and guns, even though those things shouldn't be illegal in the first place.
Well,
Victimless crimes, ladies and gentlemen.
they want you to go to work so that they can be paid, right?
Yep.
But without your drugs and guns, what's the point?
Yeah.
Right?
I want my guns. I want all the
Yeah.
guns.
Yeah.
fucking, it's
And
just
it's not even a drugs thing. It's not even like, oh, give me all the drugs. And Jake's not like, oh, he probably is, give me all the guns. But
yes.
what it is more or less is why? Why do I? Okay, as an adult, yes. Okay,
Me, me
okay,
owning,
people. Yeah, yeah.
me owning a short-barreled shotgun, a sawed-off shotgun, will not affect anyone that doesn't try and break into my fucking house. Me smoking weed will not affect anyone. Granted, I don't smoke, so it might affect someone. I might go fucking psychotic. I don't know. But me smoking weed, I assume and hope, would not affect anyone. It is something I choose to do in my own privacy of my own home, which does not affect anybody. Me
True.
owning a fucking AR-15 with the third hole drilled and the fucking spring. I think there's an extra spring in there. I don't know because I don't own one yet. Will not affect anyone that doesn't kick down my fucking door. Now ask yourself, state. I'm talking to you. Why come at me for these things? There was a movie called Shanghai Noon with Jackie Chan and Owen Wilson. And Owen Wilson says, "Can we just let bygones be bygones?" And there was also a movie called The Losers, in which Chris fucking Evans says the ever so perfect phrase, "Don't start none, won't be none." It's as simple as that, state. You don't piss me off, I don't piss you off. I don't piss you off, you don't piss me off. And everyone lives nice and happy. Now, that being said, I do not own a short-barreled rifle. I do not own a fucking fully automatic rifle. I do not own a fucking sawed-off shotgun. So please don't come kick down my door.
Yeah. It's like pissing in the wind.
Yeah.
It's annoying and pointless.
Exactly. Fucking bunch of assholes, man. I just can't with
Well,
these
anyway,
people.
do you want me to tell you about Joe Biden's? Do you want me to give you the highlights of Joe Biden's spending bill?
Please.
1.75 trillion, and that's not even the previous spending. That's this new one.
1.75 trillion.
Yeah.
And let's
Yeah.
not let conservatives off the hook.
Oh
Conservatives
no,
are only
they're
conservative
yeah, oh yeah.
when the Democrats are in power.
Yeah. And they plan on passing this thing. I'm just going to let you know that right now.
Jesus.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're going to pass this because this is
So this is going to the Senate right now, right?
yeah, they said on Thursday we'll make the case for a significantly scaled back version of his massive economic plan to expand the social safety net hours before departing for his second major foreign trip as president. So,
Wait. He's expanding the social safety net.
yes.
Why?
The
The net's big
1.75
enough. The net's big enough.
yeah.
The fucking safety net is twice the size of the United States.
Yeah.
You know when they do the trapeze artist bullshit? That's a safety net, right? It's there to help you if you fall from doing your crazy trapeze artist shit. Or if they shoot you out of a cannon, they shoot you into a safety net, right? Right?
Yep.
What the fuck? Their safety net isn't the size of the fucking state. Their safety net isn't the size of the... Like, what the fuck? Why are we expanding the safety net?
So
Fuck these people, man!
The $1.75 trillion proposal. There's a lot of zeros. I will not go through it with you right now.
Thank you. Yes,
I'll
because I
show
can't
you
do
on paper
zeros.
what
People.
that looks like. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay. The proposal focuses on care for families, addressing the climate crisis, expanding access to health care. Here we go again. Lowering costs for the middle class and tax returns. Here we go again. Jake, do you know what me and you are?
Fucking broke ass, fucking anally raped by the state, fucking monkeys. That's what we
Okay.
are.
Yeah, which is the middle class. Right? I mean, come
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
Right? So, none of my costs are going to go down. I can almost guarantee
No.
that. Number one, because I'm watching my local news in the morning tell me how expensive gas is in California. And if you don't think we're going to fucking feel that here in the Midwest, you got another thing coming, America.
So let me just point out too. All we heard all fucking the past 4 years of Donald Trump was that he's a Russian asset, right?
Yeah.
So Joe Biden gets into office. He immediately shuts down Keystone Pipeline,
Which in turn does what?
which in turn cuts down our supply of oil,
Which we need for?
fucking gas, and heating our homes, and all sorts of other things. He also shuts down a pipeline that is running from Canada to under Michigan to back into Canada. But you know what he does? He also shuts down drilling on federal land for oil, so you can't get more oil. But then you know what he also does? He okays a pipeline for fucking Russia.
Yep.
Make it make sense. Fucking clown world.
Because for some reason in his demented mind, he doesn't think that Russia now is going to control probably one of the biggest oil pipelining operations there is. I mean, he just gave the mob the fucking keys, bro.
Yeah.
We're going to be buying that shit. Why do you think gas now is so fucking expensive? We're going to be buying from the fucking Saudis and the Russians for the rest of our fucking existence.
So,
Not to mention Donald Trump, man. We were in surplus of
yep,
this shit.
because we allowed.
I mean,
we were a net.
we were
exporter.
selling it.
We were a net exporter.
Yeah, that's what it was. I forget what the fuck they said. But yeah, that's crazy.
Yep.
But yeah, so there's that. There's the highlights of it. I won't go into the bullet points, but child and caregiving, children and caregiving. And let me tell you, free preschool universally for all 3 and 4-year-olds. That's fucking insane.
Yep.
Free. You're going to send your kid off now at 3 years old
to get propagandized by the state.
To get propagandized, because I actually heard today that in Connecticut, they are teaching a book in Connecticut to kindergartners about transgender. There's a specific book, and on the next episode, I will get that for you. But it's in West Hartford, Connecticut. And let me tell you, I grew up in Connecticut. Them fuckers out there in West Hartford, while yes, it's very nice. You got a lot of nice eateries, fun places to hang out. That's where like the rich people go to slum it, you know? Mm-hmm. It's very nice though. They got a lot of nice houses, but it's a little bit what's that word that we're always talking about? A little progressive for no reason.
Oh yeah, progress for progress sake.
Yeah, like for no reason though, you know. So, and there's probably, if anybody were from there that knows me were to hear me say all that, they'd probably be very angry and kind of smile that brings to my face. So, but anyway, during the bill with all that money, apparently 1.75 trillion gets you free preschool for your children and indoctrination.
Yep.
Health combating the climate crisis, which I'm not even going to tell you.
Because the climate crisis is now it's a racism and a health thing as well.
Yeah. Let me just ask you a quick question, because in these climate crisis things here, this says $320 billion for clean energy tax credits. Now that's money put aside for people or corporations to get more money off of the paying the bill. So who's going to pay that? Me?
So if they, well, our children's children, and their children, and their children.
Let me tell you one more. Let me give you another example of how fucking stupid this is. I just have to, okay? $105 billion to address extreme weather, pollution in communities, and the creation of civilian climate corps to conserve public lands and bolster community resilience. We have the DNR, the fucking, what is it? The fucking Wildlife Protection Agency, the EPA. What the fuck? We're going to start another one?
Now we got to have a community one. We need to have a
Space Force too.
Oh yeah, it's just all it is. It's more. So in the private sector, you either succeed or you fail, right?
Or you suck the dick.
Or you suck the dick of the government, like Elon Musk, to start all his businesses, and then you become the richest person in the world.
Yep. Without a soul.
Yep. So let like in the private sector, you either start a business, and people like that business or they don't, and that dictates whether you succeed or you fail, based on if you profit or if you do not profit. So there's metrics by which you have to hit in order to thrive, right? So like, what about the government, right? Does the government ever have anything that requires them to take a look at what they're doing and like, quote unquote, audit a program that they create?
Oh, yeah.
So like, let's say they create the Happy Fun Go Fuck Yourself Fund.
Yeah.
And the Happy Go Fuck Yourself Fund is money set aside for government agents to run around and shove their fingers up citizens' asses. That's what the Happy Go Fuck Yourself Fund is. Now, the state should do an audit of the Happy Go Fuck Yourself Fund and see what its cost-benefit analysis is. Maybe in the United States, we just have a bunch of people that love fingers randomly being shoved up their ass. And that would be a great program to keep open, maybe. But let's say, which I assume happens to be true, not that many people want fucking fingers randomly shoved up their asses.
Yeah.
Why the fuck are we keeping the Happy Go Fuck Yourself Fund open then? What the fuck is this? What is it? This civilian fucking equestrian...
The Civilian Climate Corp.
What the fuck is their job? How long do they have to do it? And what happens if they don't succeed? And what happens when there's nothing of benefit gained? You know what happens? They continue the fucking program for the next 30 years.
Yeah. If the Climate Corps comes with a paycheck, though,
we should join it.
Me and Jake are looking for jobs, people.
Exactly.
Well, only if they're government jobs. That's the only time. We only sell out for big money, baby. That's what we're
Exactly.
talking about here. We're not talking about some sideways job that we already got we can get. We're talking about government jobs. So, yeah. He can't see you. Oh, he saw you.
Yep. So, here's one. So Senator Rand Paul has Waste Report Wednesday. DHS and GSA have spent $2 billion trying to turn an abandoned mental hospital into a DHS headquarters. Let me see here.
Why don't they just turn it into a bunch of apartments for homeless people?
I don't know, man.
They could solve the whole world, our whole country's homeless problem in a second. Do what China did. Build a fucking camp where they can all go and you give them all their own little fucking area and they can go and they can work and they can make gardens and they could do
They can
stuff.
fucking
And
hang
if they need
themselves.
medical,
They can fucking
if
inject
they,
fucking methamphetamines
yeah,
into their fucking
yeah,
dicks.
give them their own bunch of land. Nobody can go in, but nobody can come out.
Let's see.
Also, I listened to a Chinese guy. Someone asked him if they thought that Donald Trump was an authoritarian, and he was like, "You can't be an authoritarian if the system doesn't follow you. You can't be an authoritarian by yourself."
Yep.
He's like, "Unfortunately for America, though, we're already we've been living under authoritarian rule,
Yep.
and it's because of us.
I keep trying to
We
tell
allow
people,
that shit to happen."
I keep trying to tell people one thing, and I got into this argument on Twitter. I've started to become more active on Twitter, and I very much enjoyed it. Because people are idiots.
Oh yeah. They're not just
Um,
idiots.
So
They're HIV positively idiots.
exactly. So let me walk you through a scenario, right? Let's say you and I live in a 3-person town, and we each have very different opposing views. And we elect this person to represent us. How is it possible for them to represent us equally? One of us is going to be tyrannized at some point. Either you'll have to live under my tyranny, or I'll have to live under your tyranny, or we'll both have to live under that person we elected to represent us. We'll have to live under their tyranny. Why should you and I have to live under each other's tyranny? Now extrapolate that to 33 million Americans. Why should we each have to live under each other's tyranny? That just doesn't make any sense. It makes no sense. I've been trying to get that into people's brains. We are a nation of laws. Even though I am a big fan of getting rid of all these victimless crimes, I still understand we live under these laws. And if we want to change these laws, we should try and change them. But I'm also a big, massive fan of civil disobedience.
Yes.
You feel free to fucking buy your fully automatic AR-15s, and I will fucking support you. But you also have to realize it is still illegal, quote unquote illegal. One might almost argue that in our Constitution it says no law that is, basically it says if it's against the Constitution, it is no law at all. And we are to treat it as such. So buy all your fucking fully. Second Amendment says you have the right to bear arms. So feel free to buy a nuke. I'm 100% okay with that. Although maybe that's a little too far, and I don't think a nuke would consider as arms. But
where's
no,
anybody gonna get a fucking nuke anyway?
buy a tank. Buy a tank.
Yeah, buy
A
a
fully
tank.
functioning fucking tank.
Killdozer.
Exactly.
Also, 9 million Americans buy insurance through the Affordable Care Act. Their premiums are about to go down.
Oh, nice.
You know what
Nice.
that means?
More
They're
money out of
basically
my
going to
pocket.
pay Yeah, they're basically going to pay zero money for their because it's already nothing.
Yep.
Um,
They're
lowering
actually going to
costs
give
for
them
the
money
middle
for going to the
class.
hospital.
$150 billion to expand access to affordable housing. What?
Nice.
Nice. Let's see. There's a Pell Grant increased by $550 for more than 5 million students enrolled in public and private nonprofit colleges, and expand access to Dreamers, which is the Democrats' way of being racist without being racist. You can look up Dreamers. It's capital D, capital R, capital E, capital A, capital M, ERS.
Basically, illegal immigrants without calling them illegal immigrants.
Basically, yes. Now we're gonna give the free school meals. Hey, why not? You got the kids sitting there; they might as well fucking eat. They ain't learning shit anyway.
Yep.
So I'm
See,
down with the kids eating food. I don't
so
care.
that's the thing. I am more. So if you are a kid that's in elementary, middle, or high school, and if your parents can't afford to feed you, I am more than happy to feed as many kids as possible. I am not a cold, heartless, fucking terrible human being. I want kids to grow up in happy, committed families and to succeed. What I don't want is 1/3 of my check to disappear every goddamn day for fucking community civil anal rape corp of climate change. I don't want that. I
The
don't
Civilian
need that.
Climate Corp.
Exactly. And it does nothing for me.
The tax reforms are gonna excite you, Jake. I promise.
Do I get
15.
an extra $6 per check, Mr.
I don't
Government?
know. Does 15% minimum tax on profits of corporations that report more than $1 billion in profits to its shareholders? So
See,
basically,
that's one thing I've always wondered. How do we fix the billionaires paying their fair share? Because people don't understand. Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk's $300 billion net worth does not mean they have $300 billion sitting in the fucking bank.
no.
What that means is they have $300 billion in total assets, being their properties, their purchases, their stocks, and their corporations, basically. In totality, all of their assets equal $300 billion.
Yep.
Now, that being said, I've always been curious about a profit tax. Because I'm not a money guy. Money and we do not mesh well.
No.
I will forever never understand economics. That's why I have fucking 10 economics books sitting next to me, which every time I look into one, I want to shoot myself in the brain. But one thing that I've always wondered is a profit tax. So let's say Walmart has a profit of $1 billion per year. That's how much money Walmart takes in as profit. What I've always wondered is why can't we tax that profit?
I need you to help me with Lily.
Oh, I gotta go. Feel free to close out the show.
All right. Well, with that being said, I'll finish it off right here. Not a bad question. Why would we? The rest of this though is pretty cut and dry, but it sucks so bad, man. We have, let's see what we got here. We'll impose a new surtax on the income of multimillionaires and billionaire. 5% rate above income of $10 million. I mean, this is all basically it's all for the 1%. And it looks like it's for guys like us, but I don't really see that happening at all. But anyway, with that being said, I think we'll leave it there. The wheel of pedophilia is over. Anyway, I hope all is well with everybody. Have fun. Love each other. Don't be weird. Stop listening to the mainstream media. It's complete bullshit. And what the fuck, America?